And we live, man. Welcome to the Cold Truth Podcast, where we tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and don't care how you feel about it. I'm your host, White Boy Chris. Uh, another exciting week of football, man. Another exciting week. So, just gonna kick it off. Word around town with just a little news that's going on around the league. And I guess first things first. I guess we got to talk about we can talk about Julio Jones going to the Eagles. I don't know what kind of shape he in. I don't know how they gonna use him. I mean, I like him because he's the type of big body receiver that ah, but yeah, he's a big body receiver that I feel like can make a difference. Years ago, I don't know exactly what he is now, but we'll see. Last we saw him last year in Tennessee. Oh no, I'm sorry. I forgot he was with the team after that. He was with the Bucks. Oh man. Last we seen him, he was with the Bucks. But pretty much Julio's demise has been injuries. It ain't that, once he's on the field, he's still not a solid receiver. He just can't stay on the field. That's the way I look at it. He just can't stay on the field. And so whenever you got that constantly happening, as you can see, your stock drops. The best ability is availability. And when you're not available on the field, that can definitely bring your stock down. I mean, I ain't really looked too much into it. I mean, congrats to Julio for getting signed to a team, but I mean, just based on his injury history lately, is he going to be able to stay healthy on the field? I mean, I guess in a sense because he ain't going to be asked to be used as much. But I mean, I didn't feel like he was being asked to do much last year, and he still couldn't stay healthy. So, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, he got some of them injury bugs straightened out over the summer, and he can contribute because I mean, he's definitely on another contending team. We know that the Eagles are gonna go to the playoffs, for the most part. But yeah, man, I ain't really looked too much into it because I mean, shit, it's Julio. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. I mean, we know what type of career he had. He's just on the tail end of it, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't gonna be disrespectful towards the nigga and nothing. I just don't see, unless he can stay healthy, I don't see how he's useful to anybody. So, but that's just my little take on it, you know. But then the next biggest news, this happened yesterday. Uh, Anthony Richardson, of course, rookie quarterback for the Colts. He was having a pretty decent season, but I think that was the big question a lot of people had was his play style going, survive a season. And first season we see he got a shoulder injury. Originally, they were just saying it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks, but now they're saying that he's possibly, for the most, almost a guarantee he's going to have, season-ending surgery. I'm sorry. So, there's that. He's out for the season. I really like how the AFC South was shaping up. Of course, with Jacksonville kind of putting themselves back as the team to beat. Tennessee is kind of falling off. Ryan Tannehill, he's hurt, so their season is probably going down the toilet. And with the emergence of Bryce Young still trying to get his feet, not Bryce Young, I'm sorry, CJ Stroud, still getting his feet wet. So I felt like that was an interesting division. I kind of hate that, that he ended up getting hurt because I really felt like, there could have been a possibility that, because some of these, I mean, the AFC ain't really, it ain't as, I guess I can say as big as a gauntlet as it was last year. Just as far as all the teams we was looking at, like some of them been very disappointing. But I was definitely kind of just looking forward to how that division was going to shape out. But that's just me, you know what I'm saying? And then just going on, these just a little quick hitters. I ain't really type all of them in, but I don't know about y'all, but people may say that I might be, selfish about it or whatever. But do y'all really care for a Super Bowl overseas? Maybe that's just me. I don't know if I care for a Super Bowl overseas. Clearly, and mainly just because hell, normally, you know, whenever that Super Bowl happened that day, I watch the Super Bowl and that's my day. The last one they had ended so early because I want to say it was on the West Coast or something like that. I'm just like, damn, like I think it was like 6, 7 o'clock. I didn't know what to do with the rest of my day. And then the other thing about that is just, they already got these games overseas in London, and they started 8:30 in the morning, Central Time, 9:30 Eastern. But shit, they start at 6:30 in the morning on the West Coast. So that's why I'm like, I don't. It would definitely have to start at a later time because I believe London is. Oh, I think they're 6 hours ahead of us. So let's say if the game started at 7 o'clock over there, it would start 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, but it would still start at 11 in the morning on the West Coast. So I don't know. He said, hell no, football America. Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, I know they got, little leagues, the NFL got small leagues overseas, but at the end of the day, I mean, the overseas stuff is cool, but as far as regular season, but the Super Bowl, I feel like that should be something that should be kept over here. Not even like trying to be on no funny shit or nothing like that, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. So you say, yeah, we too friendly. I mean, I understand, they trying to spread the game around, but I mean, shit, you don't see the NBA doing all these games overseas and all this extra stuff during the season. They'll do it in the preseason, and that's it. I wouldn't mind if they had a all-star game or something overseas. That would be, that'd be pretty cool. But as far as a regular season game, as far as the NBA, but as far as a regular season game for for the NBA, they ain't doing that shit. So I don't know. That's just me. I don't want to sound, like I'm trying to sound funny or nothing like that, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. Because shit, I'm talking about that Baltimore game this past weekend started at 8:30 in the morning. Oh shit! If I ain't have a reason to get up, I would not have caught that game. And that's just me. I would not have caught that game. So I guess a couple of these other things we probably gonna get into it as we kind of move on. But let me go ahead and get this pulled up for y'all. Oh yeah, that was me. Oh, and I guess another word around town. I don't know uh, if y'all heard that Leonard Fournette is possibly about to get signed. I didn't know that he was still out there on people's radars. I mean, I ain't saying he a bum, but he definitely didn't have his best album last year. So I don't know. I mean, the team that I saw for sure that was trying to make a move for him, or at least he was gonna make a visit, was Buffalo. Which I'm like, okay, unless you're just trying to, get some more people in your running back room. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I could see, Buffalo may just kind of be trying to, I guess, just add some pieces. I mean, I don't know why. I feel like they need to worry more about that defensive side of the ball rather than worrying about the offense. But yeah, I don't. I mean, I feel like Zach. I mean, unless you just want to have a second, like I said, it's really just got to be you just want to have a second back in the room because I don't think that Zach Mouse is doing not Zach Mouse. I'm sorry. Damn, I got this boy name on the tip of my tongue. James Cook. I don't know why I'm thinking the goddamn me Zach Mouse for whatever reason. I don't know why I'm thinking of him, but yeah, I don't think James Cook doing terrible. But I mean, Buffalo ain't never been a real running team like that anyway. So I don't know why they're trying to scramble and run and trying to get these niggas now. Yeah, y'all best running back is your quarterback. Let's just keep it a buck. I don't know why y'all trying to get all these dudes now. I mean, like I said, maybe they just trying to strengthen that receiver room. I mean, that running back room. And then they went and added Josh Norman, that cornerback that they used to play for Carolina. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they just, I don't know, man. The Josh Norman one is really the head scratcher for me. I'm like, do y'all not remember what happened to them? Well, what happened to him the last time he had to see? The last time he had to see, goddamn me, Derrick Henry run through his chest. I don't think he can. I don't think he want to go through that again. Cause I guarantee you, if he got to see Brees Hall on that outside, he's definitely gonna try to run through that boy. Leonard Fournette a disappointment. Man, what's going on? 903 boxing. Man, I don't know what happened to Leonard Fournette. He had that one. He had that run whenever of course Brady was there. But then after that, I don't know what happened to him. But I don't know. He definitely took a step back after that Super Bowl run. I mean, it wasn't like he was just explosive during the regular season. He definitely took off in the playoffs, but yeah, I don't know. That shit was strange to me too. Like he just completely fell off the face of the earth. But let me go ahead and get this pulled up so we can go ahead and get into my updated top 10. Actually, I'm gonna show the one from last week because I didn't get to show the one from that either. Because we got so heated about the about the Cowboys game. I really didn't even get to go over my whole spiel. But yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and show my list from last week, and then I'm gonna show my updated list from this week, just so y'all can kind of see the change from week to week. So okay. So yeah, so let me go ahead and get this pulled up then. Oh shit. Okay, so again, I'm showing my top 10 from last week. Then we're gonna roll over into this week, and then we're gonna go ahead and get into yesterday's game. Cool. All right. So yep, here we go. All right. So this is my list from last week. Again, this is last week, not following this week. This just happened, and I'm just posting this so y'all can see the updated, pretty much the updated, from last week to this week. So of course, last week I had the 49ers, had the Eagles at 2, Chiefs at 3, Bills at 4. I'm sorry, Dolphins at 4, Lions at 5, Bills at 6, Cowboys at 7, Seahawks at 8, Chargers at 9, Jacksonville at 10. All right. So that was last year's list. And did I make some dramatic changes to this week? Maybe. But it is what it is. So that's last week, just so y'all can get a good look at that one. And then we're going to go ahead and see if it'll just go ahead and pull up this week real quick. And let's go ahead and pull up this week. So, updated top 10 list. So, I still got San Fran at 1. I got Detroit at 2. Miami 3. Philly 4. Chiefs 5. Jags 6. Bills 7. Cowboys 8. Baltimore 9. And Bengals 10. Now, the first select I got was why is Jacksonville so high? Which we can get into if y'all want to. But this is just my updated list for week 10. I'm sorry, my top 10 list after week 6. Again, I got the 49ers. I got the Lions. I got the Dolphins. I got the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Jags, Bills, Cowboys. And then I got the Ravens and the Bengals. So I took out the Seahawks and I took out the Chargers. Of course, I took out the Seahawks for the Bengals with the win they had over them, and it just seems like the Bengals are starting to kind of get back on track right now, just off of the standings. As bad as the Bengals started off, they right now sitting at 3-3 at 500. Had they been in a worse division, that'd get them in the damn they'd be in the damn playoffs. But you know, it is what it is. So that's why I moved the Bengals. Ravens, I have them at 9. I will want to put the Ravens higher, but my only concern with Baltimore is just as a team. Well, not even so much as a team. The wide receivers definitely look better, but I understand that Lamar, sometimes tries to be Superman, and I'm not mad at it, but his fumbles just cause me some, concern, right? Dallas, I feel like they definitely had a bounce back win. Defense stepped up, against one of the better offenses in the league. We know that they can put up points. Buffalo, of course, had another tough win, albeit against the Giants. It was a tough win. We can talk about that controversial hold at the end that made, cost, got New York to win, but it is what it is. Now, oh, you talking about that hold?
Man. I'm talking about this list. It's good. It's a good list. It's solid. It's solid. But my only problem with your list, I put KC at 3 just because they more proven than the Dolphins. I put the Eagles at 4 because they more proven than the Dolphins.
I'm just going off of this year though. We can debate that shit, but just off of this year.
You trust the Dolphins more than KC right now? Even just off this year?
The reason why I trust the Dolphins more than KC this year is because there's going to be a game where I feel like because it hasn't happened yet, but there's going to be a game where that defense of Kansas City ain't going to be able to stop nobody, and I don't feel like that offense is going to be able to overcome it. Like, we could talk about how bad the Philadelphia offense is, like how Philly offense ain't even been, as good, but Kansas City is pretty much, the only two niggas he can trust on a weekly basis is Kelsey and Pacheco, and then he just got to hope his other wide receivers step up. So that's the only reason why I got them at 5, just because, and shit, they offense, they doesn't look bad too. As bad as I done criticize, Dallas and Dak and the end zone and shit like that, I can really say the same thing about Kansas City, because the only, really just ass whooping they put on anybody was when they played the Bears. So, we expected that to happen. But every other game, it ain't like they just ran away with it, and shit, Patton had a interception in 4 to 6 games he done played. So,
I'm with you on that. KC is the Cowboys of the AFC.
Yeah, as far as offense, but they defense is just definitely held up a lot better. But
if the Bills can beat the Dolphins, bro, I think Kansas City can beat the Dolphins.
Here's the
That's
thing
just
about
me.
that. So I don't like. I know the Buffalo Bills beat the shit out of Miami. I don't think that's happening again. I feel like that was a game that Buffalo just got up for. I don't think Buffalo's gonna sweep them this year. That's just me. I still trust Miami's offense a lot better than Buffalo's, even though Buffalo definitely had their number that day. But just the reason why I got those four over Philly is mainly just because that offense is just it ain't pretty, Brad. That offense has been ugly. I mean, they've been pulling out some wins, but I mean, shit, they done pulled out a close win against Minnesota, who I didn't believe in to begin with. Denver, who defense got up for him, but of course, Russell was being Russell. Shit, I just don't like I mean, don't get me wrong. I can say the same thing about Pat that I say about that we've said about Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes is still good enough to cover up the fucked up mistakes that he do, but at the same time, he done also had the defense on the other side that's been able to bail him out and allow him to do that. I just don't feel like the defense is gonna be able to do that every single game.
I guess I'll let that slide in, but I still think Kansas City could possibly be
Like,
better than the
because
Dolphins and the Eagles.
even like this, like even if I just say it like this, because the teams in the top five are all 5-1. I don't think I'd be out of pocket for saying that Kansas City is the worst out of those five.
I mean, yeah, so far this year.
So far,
I just still think he by far and away the best quarterback out of all the top five too, though.
he's the best quarterback, but I just
By
feel
far.
like
Jared Goff been playing the best, but Mahomes still the best.
I just feel like, man, I mean, don't get me wrong. Patrick Mahomes done been some deodorant for a lot of niggas, but we know what happens after a while, nigga. Deodorant wears off. So I'm just like, man, it's just one of those things, bro. I'm like, how long is he gonna be able to carry all these? And that's literally what he's been doing as far as the offense. Because if it ain't Travis Kelce or that running back, and shit, they've been keeping their eyes on Kelce just because they know what he is. He's literally been carrying them niggas.
Yeah. And Cowboys number 6, Jacksonville too damn high, man. I don't trust the Jacksonville Jaguars, bro. I don't trust them niggas at all, bro.
So the only three would I feel like if I would have mixed them up in any order would be 6, 7, and 8. I mean, Jacksonville. I mean, you can mix them up however you want to. All the other ones I feel like it's cool, but 6, 7, and 8 was really tough for me. I mean,
it's the right top 10. That shit just a little jumble. Just a little jumble.
But yeah, I mean, Jacksonville just right now, just even outside of Buffalo, looks the best to me. I mean, and even if you want to argue, if you just wanted to put the Cowboys at 6, I would still have Jacksonville 7 and Buffalo 8. And right now it's really just because Buffalo they keep taking hits on defense. So we clearly seeing how, that's affecting them. I mean, they played pretty good last night. I mean, on Sunday night, but at the end of the day, it's the Giants. You know what I'm saying? So, and then just offensively, they just ain't look the same to me. I mean, even against Jacksonville, they was looking real stale for most of that game. So, I don't know. I mean, if you just wanted to put Cowboys at 6, Jacksonville would definitely be behind them, and Buffalo was still,
Yeah, man. I was just really nitpicking. That is the right 10, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly though, if I had to just switch anything, I would probably leave Jacksonville at 6 and just swap 7 and 8. If I was to make a change, I'd swap 7 and 8.
Hey, that's cool.
I'd swap 7 and 8.
What that nigga saying?
Everybody else,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, bro, that movie, bro. But yeah, bro, I it's definitely the right 10 teams. Like I said, I mean, Seattle, I damn near wanted to keep in there just because it's like that was a close game with Cincinnati, but it does look like Cincinnati kind of trying to make a comeback and actually use Jamar Chase. So, I mean, he
cried enough. He done cried enough, bro. We know Burrow was out there hurt as hell, man. He did. He's still not looking the greatest, but he's looking a little bit better.
Nah, them numbers are still like, pedestrian ass numbers. He's doing literally just enough and getting the ball to the right people. But yeah, that nigga said he cried enough. That nigga that when they got a 7-Eleven chain.
Like, come on.
Bro. Like, all right, we get it, bro. We get
it. Like these wide receivers getting so deep-ish this year, it don't make no sense. They was cool the last couple years, but it don't came back deep a wide receiver year.
They always the ones that's gonna cry.
Always, bro. DK Metcalf doing all that talking. Dude, man, I don't even see. Anyway, DK Metcalf doing all that talking, got hurt, wasn't doing too much. And then people don't want to say it, but Tyler Lockett is better than him, bro. It is what it is.
I feel like Tyler Lockett is better at what he does. I mean, because Tyler Lockett really got to go out there and run routes. I mean, that nigga DK Metcalf is big as fuck. Not saying that nigga don't run routes, but yeah, that nigga Tyler Lockett just got to run and snatch some shit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Tyler Lockett could be, a number one somewhere, but when you got DK Metcalf next to you, hell, throw it to that big motherfucker.
It's just DK got the physical advantage for sure.
But yeah, I took out Seattle and I took out LA.
Yeah.
Just because, I mean,
it's convenient you took out LA once we beat them, but it's all good.
I mean, it's not even that, and it's kind of why, and that maybe I had Dallas so low was just because I definitely expected that to be a higher scoring game. But that's just me. LA defense not good, bro.
Bro, both quarterbacks left a lot on the table, bro. They did.
I mean, so if anything, I definitely thought it was going to be an offensive game just because we know what the Chargers been doing all year. But it's like, okay, now Dallas, this one of the worst passing defenses in the whole goddamn league. We done seen them get thrown on. We done seen Kirk put some points up on them. We done seen niggas put some points on these niggas. So
sure.
That's why I'm just like,
I don't argue the Cowboys too much because, man, bro, Dak is terrible, bro. No offense. This was one of his best games, and it still wasn't all that. Like, just we keeping it above. So,
yeah. I mean, like I said, I was just expecting a way more offensive game. I mean, I understand maybe the Chargers just got up for this one because
it should have been. They both left 2 touchdowns apiece. They're just off the top of my head. And that would have been like, in the 30s.
Yeah, I just really thought it was going to be a high scoring game. So I don't know. But speaking of it, we can go ahead and get into it. The Cowboys versus the Chargers.
Yes, sir.
So I watched that video you sent me.
He needs to shut up. He lucky he got this set.
Yeah. They just say keep the same energy. I was like, man, fuck that nigga.
Michael Parsons, bro. I'm over this shit, bro. Like, you do so much. He act like he in Canton already, bro. Like, man, come on, dog. Like, this shit getting ridiculous. I will say
this. I mean, I don't mind players having podcasts. I mean, basketball players, I don't too much care. I mean, because it's a long ass season. So with football players, it's literally like you doing it every week. But I feel like Travis and Jason Kelsey are the perfect examples of how to do a football podcast in the middle of the season. I mean, you talk about, the big games and stuff like that. Then you talk about and break down your own games, and then you just do whatever the hell topics you want to do. Like, these niggas be talking about all this personal shit and whining and doing all this crying. It's like, say, nigga, like, I don't want to hear all that shit after the game. If you really got something to say to me, nigga, do it on the grass.
That shit ain't nothing but player propaganda at this point. Our player podcast is player propaganda. I'm trying to make the players look better.
We just want a voice. Man, shut up.
Yeah, that shit's propaganda, bro.
Please,
I get it.
Yeah, it's cool. I ain't knocking it. You mean, do what you do, but it's just...
I'm knocking it. I just get it. I'm knocking it.
Niggas said, nah, I'm knocking it.
I can't watch you. I just watched Michael Parsons be terrible for 4 quarters outside of one goddamn play, and he get on his
That's
podcast talking. Like, come on.
yep. Because really, that game was won by the secondary. If you want to keep it a buck, because hell, I mean, we saw. I'm looking right now. I mean, I want you could say a Diggy Zua and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah.
Shit, everybody on the line did more than him.
Yes.
They
But
held it
bro,
down.
Michael
Michael
Parsons
Parsons
literally
had
did
one
have one
tackle.
play. Yeah.
He had one tackle, one assisted tackle, and that one sack. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know it come down to moments. That sack came at the best moment, at the most opportune, but it's like we hadn't called your name all game.
All game. And there's no Trent Williams out there, bro. That was Pipkins. I don't even know who Pipkins was before the game. That's Pipkins. There wasn't
Yeah, I
no,
don't know.
you wasn't even lining up on Slater. So
Yeah,
all that, like, nah. Him and Gilmore, if they didn't have the plays they had, I'll be talking more shit about. Because they both
yeah.
play bad.
Mike and Gilmore definitely, made the plays at the most opportune time when it was time for him to make them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I will give the Cowboys credit. They was pressuring the hell out of Herbert and making it uncomfortable. I don't think. I mean, everybody keep trying to use that hand shit as an excuse. Like, man, he ain't throwing with that motherfucker. He be all right.
I think, bro, because sometimes that shit just get to you, bro. It's Monday night, Cowboys. Then you got the storyline killing more than the Cowboys. Like, man, hey, people act like that shit don't be meaning something, but that shit means something. You play the Cowboys on prime time, bro. Everybody ain't meant for it. I think Herbert just kind of he shit the bed, bro. They could have beat
Man,
us.
they
They
done
could have
put that
beat
nigga
us.
Herbert in too many primetime games. This nigga got way too much talent over there. I don't want to hear nothing about no Mike Williams, nothing. That nigga still got one of the top receivers in the league.
He missed Keenan Allen twice. He missed him twice.
Yep. That was on him. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, I don't want to hear nothing about no bright lights, nothing.
And Slater, what's the coach name for Chargers? He didn't do stupid shit today. I mean yesterday.
Oh, Brandon Staley? Yeah, no. Shit, he couldn't. He had no choice. Nigga, you did something stupid, nigga. Hey, you might as well go ahead and hang it up. You fired.
Can we talk about how Troy Aikman be throwing shots the whole game? He was talking shit about McCarthy and Dak the whole game on the slick, bro.
Of course he do.
I wish he would have just came out and said Mike McCarthy's an idiot and Dak kind of sucked. I wish he just would have came out and said it. He was hitting toward it the whole game.
I mean, and niggas been talking about that with him for years. I think that's why they kind of that's why they moved his ass. They was like, nigga, they said, hey man, you get a little too emotional. We get you on these Cowboys games.
Man, bro.
Like,
I understand. I understand it though. I think McCarthy, bro. McCarthy and Dak, bro. Man.
I will say this. This is the best game that Mike McCarthy has called for Dak this year. When I talk about just how good he looked, because let's just look at the numbers, just off of numbers real quick. So Dak was 21 for 30. I can live with 21 for 30. 272 yards, a touchdown, and he led. My bad. He rushed for shit. He led in rushing with 7 for 40 and had a touchdown.
I think that was mostly coverage though, because I think they played off our receivers too far back the whole game. They kept sending the broadcast. They didn't want deep shots. But say, man, if it wasn't for their coverage, I think, man, we would have had another bad game. They are the 32nd ranked defense, and they didn't make no real adjustments. They were playing all CD got anything he wanted. CD got anything he wanted. If Gallup could fucking catch, he missed Gallup once, and then Gallup dropped one. He missed Pollard. Yeah, so I mean, the Chargers defense do suck. So I'm really not giving Dak and Mike McCarthy too much credit on offense. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, it came down to could they throw the ball, because outside of Dak, they only rushed us for they running back. What was this 30, 44? They only rushed for 56 yards between Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks, and whoever Rico Dowell is.
Oh yeah.
whoever the heck. I mean, shit, Dak ran
Yeah.
for 40 yards.
Yeah, we couldn't run that bitch at all.
No,
Pollard is
so
not a number one. Yeah.
it ain't like they didn't stop y'all run game, but it's just whenever they had everything covered downfield, that nigga Dak said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take this bitch."
I think they did stop our run, but I don't know. They
But
were playing soft pass coverage.
this is the type of game I have been wanting to see out of Dak. Like, okay, what happens if there's an even game? Ain't nobody ain't nobody moving, ain't nobody bending. Can you be the one to get your team, over that hump? You know what I'm saying?
But I don't think he did that. I don't think he did that, Chris, because we ended up settling for 3. Like if Herbert wouldn't have threw a pick, and if Herbert would have did his job, we've been talking about this a whole different way. I think Dak got bailed out.
Well, like I said, it was
again.
I feel like it was a battle of defenses, like, the whole game, just because it wasn't a high scoring game. And it was like, I felt like that, yeah, some points was going to get put up here and there. But at the end of the day, I mean, Dak did enough not to fuck it up. I can say that. I mean, yeah, you had to settle for 3, but, at that situation, you go ahead and take the 3. Your defense been playing good against these niggas all night. I mean, literally, if you want to say, I feel like they still could have tied it, like you said, Justin Herbert was missing people that could have easily put the game away, but we can say the same thing about that.
Exactly. So it was 2 quarterbacks that didn't play up to par, and one just failed less than the other one because Dak didn't have no picks, and Herbert had that 1 pick, and it just turned out to be the crucial pick. So they both played lackluster. If you like, Dak was efficient. But when you can't convert that into touchdowns, because what he throw? He only threw that 1 touchdown to Cooks. He really should have had 3 touchdowns strong.
Yeah. Now, but again, I'm gonna give him credit for that one that old boy dropped, because he did. I mean, people try to say, "Oh, well, he was getting tugged. He was getting tugged." Like, that's an NFL receiver. Save that that excuse for goddamn high school pee-wee football. This nigga, the ball hit him in the hands.
Yeah, Gallup should have had that one.
You got to catch that.
Yeah, Gallup should have had that one, but he missed Gallup once too. He missed Gallup once, and he missed Pollard once, and then Gallup dropped one.
Yeah,
so that's 3 touchdowns.
That gonna miss some niggas. We ain't gonna sit there and act like he won't. I mean, Justin Herbert missed some niggas too. I think it was on one of that Keenan Allen throw that he overthrew. I think he had somebody underneath, but they going for the home run shot. But yeah, I mean, even that pass to Keenan Allen was just bad. I was like, what the hell was he throwing that? What was he throwing it at?
Yeah. My thing is, if Herbert would have played up to his potential, like how he's supposed to play, is what he's billed as a top 10 quarterback, top 5 in some people's minds, we would be talking shit about Dak again, because Dak did Dak things. It's just Herbert played even a little worse. Dak didn't play bad, but just
See, and this is why, and I call slack for this. I was like, this is why I don't feel like just because it's a nigga turn to get paid, that don't mean he needs to be the highest paid at that position.
Because Herbert.
So at first it was Jalen Hurts got paid, I want to say, as far as quarterbacks. I think he got paid first. Then Lamar got paid. Then Justin Herbert got paid. And then Joe Burrow got paid. So the money just went up and up and up. So, I mean, even when Lamar went, I think Lamar got like a tick over Jalen Hurts. I'm like, okay, been in the league a little bit longer, whatever. Got a little bit more accolades. Okay, cool. But I just didn't care for the Justin Herbert one. I'm like, now, don't get me wrong. I know he's a franchise quarterback, but when did we get to the point to where it's like, just because you next up, man, you got to be the highest paid? Because I killed Justin Herbert last year, and like yesterday should have been one of them games where it's like, I proved to us why, and that's the reason why I went on my rant last week. Niggas asking, is Baltimore getting their money's worth from Lamar? Shit, are the Chargers, are they getting their money's worth from Justin Herbert? Because that nigga ain't been looking the best either. I mean, you can say what you want to. You can say what you want to, like, oh, he putting up numbers, but nigga, yesterday, that should have been a game to show, like, hey, yes, I'm worth the money. But you don't see nobody asking them type of questions when it comes to that nigga, though.
Yeah, you spot on. Cause
So
I'm a
that's
Cowboys fan and I was disappointed in Herbert. As crazy as that sound, I'm like, damn, like they should have put that game away a couple times because, like you said, Dak was missing people and Herbert was missing people. So whichever quarterback missed the least, which ended up being Dak, was gonna win the game, and that's what it was. It was just who didn't mess up instead of people. Like neither quarterback took put the team on their back, in my opinion. Neither
yeah,
quarterback.
and then that also, just brings up the conversation with me, just in that same regard. Michael Parsons going to get paid this offseason, and he's about to become the highest paid rusher in the fucking NFL, bro. But it's like when I look at it, I'm like, did you see Myles Garrett against Trent Williams? Micah's not doing that.
No, no,
And
no.
Myles Garrett is playing like you're not running towards Myles Garrett. You're not game plan. Your game plan is staying away from that nigga. You got niggas game planning. All right, if we're gonna run the ball, we're going straight at Michael. Like, no, man. I don't feel like that's highest paid worthy, but I know how this shit go. I know he's gonna get paid, so
I feel like Dan Quinn is stunting his growth at this point because he's such a gifted pass rusher. He forgetting, like Jabari said it last week. That boy is a linebacker, man. If
yeah.
Michael Parsons is able to unlock his true potential, it's gonna be as a coverage / pass rushing linebacker because he's not a Myles Garrett, he's not a Watt, he's not a Bosa. Like he's just
I
not gonna be
definitely feel
big
like
enough to do that type of thing.
yeah, and I definitely agree with that because even just his size, just as a regular coverage line, that nigga big as hell, man. I mean,
Yeah.
let's just call it what it is. This ain't no one of them little ass goddamn linebackers. And we was even talking about it. We've seen Micah had to cover niggas, around the field. I mean, we done seen him cover a nigga damn near to the end zone and make a play on the ball. So I feel what you're saying. I feel like he needs to be one of them combo linebackers to where,
Yeah.
yeah, he can pass rush when it's time. But shit, man, if it's second and long, first and long, or whatever, let him be a
Yes.
coverage backer and just see
Yes.
what happens.
It's
I
kind
feel
of
like
like
you
Fred
got
Warner. I want him to be more Fred Warner than one of
there
the Bosas.
because Fred Warner, can even rush if he has to.
Yes.
But when you just look at what he can do as a true middle linebacker, like look what he did against Dallas. Like I seen that nigga play 3 different positions. This nigga dropped back in coverage as a DB, went back to his linebacker mode and split the goddamn the pick they tried to set on him.
Yes.
Goddamn me became a DB again to became a lineman to block the jump up and prevent that nigga from throwing it over him, and then became a pass rusher all in one play.
And it's crazy you brought that up because when you was saying that about Fred Warner, I was thinking about Parsons has the speed and he has the IQ to do all those things, but he needs reps in that situation. He need more reps in those situations, man. Because him just being a pure pass rusher is more limited than if they put him at linebacker and rush him occasionally.
But I mean, and Dan Quinn, I feel like is the perfect person to teach that. I mean, we not gonna act like this nigga didn't have Bobby Wagner, when them niggas was going to the playoffs and going to Super Bowls. So it ain't like this nigga don't know how to work with linebackers or don't know, how to or the right people to put around a dude to teach them what he needs to learn. But yeah, I mean, as good as he is at pass rushing, I feel like that. What was that? That wasn't his first year. It was last year when he kind of had his best year as like a pass rusher. But I feel like at this point, it's just, I mean, these linemen are getting better every year. I mean, Trent Williams is Trent Williams, but you're gonna have more niggas just like that you got to deal with on a weekly basis. And we saw that against the Chargers. I mean, shit, all you might need is some size to deal with him because it ain't like he was just living back there.
Exactly. I think he really done capped out as a pass rusher. Actually, his last couple years has been pretty much the same. If we go keep it above,
Well,
like
this
he
is
ain't
third
really.
year. His first year, they were still trying to kind of figure out what to do with him. Last year, I feel like that was his breakout season. That nigga was everywhere. But this year, I kind of felt like it's definitely taking a step back. but I feel like he definitely needs to get used in more ways. And shit, I feel like you ain't got to worry about a damn Leighton Vander Esch, whether he there or he not. If you know actually teach Micah how to play linebacker, go get somebody else to go rush the goddamn passer, man. There's plenty of niggas coming up in this goddamn draft to go get the goddamn quarterback.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's just how I feel about it.
13 sacks his rookie year, 13 and a half sacks last year. He pretty much doing the same shit.
Same shit.
And it's like, because like you said, man, he has to be more versatile in other ways, man, as a linebacker, because I just think he's capped out as a pass rusher. He's still a great pass rusher. Don't get me wrong, but he can do more things on a football field besides pass rush. He's too fast.
But even still, I would still take, every other great pass rusher in the league over him.
I agree.
The fact that Jadeveon Clowney is like, I don't think he had. I mean, I don't know what they sacks are for it, but just as far as pressures and everything else, and considering who this nigga had to play, this nigga Jadeveon Clowney done, goddamn, he reignited his damn career playing better than him right now.
Where's Clowney?
In Baltimore. I thought he was gonna be terrible. I thought he was gonna be terrible, but I'm glad he proved me wrong.
I always thought he was one of the best pass rushers in terms of scouting. When he was coming out of South Carolina, come on, man.
I'm just talking about looking at him now, just what after he done, his career so far. It's just like
he always had the talent. It's just
it was almost to the it was almost to the point to where at least I was saying, I'm like, okay, maybe he just thrived so much in Houston because this nigga had J.J. Watt next to him, and he got J.J. Watt when nigga he was J.J. Watt. Then he go to Cleveland next to Myles Garrett, and he don't have a season. So I thought the nigga was done. I mean, but shit, maybe Baltimore can bring old defensive players back to life, and not old offensive players back to life. I don't know, but shit. But shit, I guess we can get to that Bills and that Giants game because I know you watched that one, and then I'm just gonna do the best 5-1 team.
Come on, bro. Like this my thing, bro.
We still got to find that clip where I said to stop putting these niggas on prime time, man.
I don't know where that's at because I'm so sick of seeing the Giants just like you, bro. The fact that the Giants get more prime time game, nah, bro. It don't make no sense at this point. Who has had the most prime time game? It's been Kansas City.
Kansas City had the Thursday night. Kansas City had 2 Thursday nights, and they had their primetime game with New York. Shit, the Giants, I think, that had 3.
They had them. I'll just say they damn near been there every week.
They had Dallas, they had San Fran, they had this one, and they had the one against Seattle. They had 4.
Even fully healthy, I don't see why the Giants have been on prime time this goddamn much, bro.
Yeah, the Giants have been. But you know what, though? You know what it is? The only reason why they had, now that I think about it, I bet the only reason why they had them in prime time so much is they tried to put New York in prime time this year because the Jets been in prime time just as much as them. Well, shit, I don't even know the Jets been in there as much because they was there week 1. Yeah, the Jets I think the Jets been in there less than them.
They don't flex their ass.
Man, yeah, the Giants done had 4 goddamn primetime games.
But you understand it with the Jets, though, because they got
Aaron Rodgers with the Jets because they had. Yeah, but why the hell do the Giants have 4 primetime games already?
That's disgusting.
They had Dallas. Yeah, they had Dallas. They had the Giants. They had San Fran. They had the Seahawks, and they just had this game on Sunday night.
Man.
Yeah, I got to find that clip, nigga. This got to stop. I better not see the Giants. If the Giants in another primetime game, they need to flex that motherfucker out. I'm sorry. This got to stop. Go ahead and flex it out now so all the ticket holders can go ahead and make the plans.
And flex out the Jets, too.
I mean, I don't mind if you keep the Jets. The Jets look better than these niggas.
I don't want. Bro, I think you, in prime time, give me quarterbacks. I get it. The defense is that shit cool. But, man, prime time, I want to see quarterbacks, Chris. I ain't lying, bro. And I think the Bills is out of all the top 10 teams. I think they probably got the second or third most impressive win over the Dolphins. The Cowboys the most impressive win for the 49ers. But that Dolphins win was very impressive. But other than that, bro, they've been up and down. They lost to the Jets, the weird game against the Jaguars. I don't know how I feel about the Bills. And then you come back and your defense is supposed to be the hurt side of the ball, and y'all only score 14 points. Like, I don't get what Bills is confusing to me, man. Bills is confusing.
So, and this is why the Giants are fucking confusing. We'll see their defense kind of, do that little stinker that they've done in these games, but then we'll see these niggas tee up against teams like this tonight. So, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't too much give a damn about everybody talking about, the Giants were a playoff team last year. I had to go back and look. I thought these niggas won like 10, 11 games. These niggas won 9 games.
But, motherfuckers just thought they would go build on top of that because you brought everybody back.
You brought everybody back. You brought more talent. You did everything. Only problem you did was you brought back that sorry ass quarterback. Everything else is, you're not going to tell me they ain't got a top 5. Well, what was a top 5 before this nigga keep getting hurt? Top 5 running back last year. Top 5 tight end to Darren Waller. Your defense clearly can play up to niggas. Like, we know what the problem is, and you paid this nigga.
I just feel like without Saquon and without that play action class, man, he's good in that system with Saquon. He's not good without Saquon. He's never been good without Saquon. He's only good with Saquon. So if you take Saquon away, I don't expect Daniel Jones.
And since when the hell have we paid quarterbacks that couldn't be good without a running back, bro?
What's your alternative? Because then your offense won't be good without Daniel Jones. Well,
I feel like the Giants did themselves a disservice of even winning so many games last year. I mean, I get it. You only really had 2 legit quarterbacks that I liked out of last year's draft. CJ and Bryce. I like CJ a little bit more just because, that nigga Bryce Young is small. But the Giants did themselves a disservice by making it to the playoffs last year.
I think if you can win football games, man, you got to win football games, man.
He said, hell, the froze over. I'm here doing a non-basketball stream. We do football every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. Been doing it for a minute now.
I just think Giants, bro. I don't know, bro. The Giants, if you got a chance to win NFL games, you win NFL games, Chris. Because NFL season is way more flukier than NBA. Because in baseball, that shit like 82 games.
Well, yeah, because you only got 17 games.
So you ain't got too many chances. Yeah, I'm not with tanking in football, bro. So I don't blame the Jets for winning those games last year because you do got to establish a culture too. And I feel like they established a culture, but I just feel like, man, it was they overperformed expectations. But
man, at this point, New York might as well go ahead and go get that nigga Kirk Cousins, man. Kirk Cousins will do something with them niggas because Minnesota ain't finna pay that nigga to stay.
They offense is not good. The Giants ain't got no weapons. Darren Waller, then Saquon, but that's it. I can't name 2 receivers on the Giants, bro. Actual receivers.
You can't name them because Daniel Jones can't throw him the goddamn ball. He's not a good thrower of the ball.
He's not, but name me 2 receivers worth throwing it
to. Well, when he's there. No, I'm about to say when he's there, Darius Slayton is a solid receiver. And then they got that rookie Jalen Hyatt was real good in college, but I already knew he wasn't going to be, putting up numbers like that when I seen he got drafted to New York.
Slayton and
So
Hyatt, nah, bro.
no,
I'm sorry.
Hyatt it would have been if Hyatt actually had a quarterback to actually throw him the ball, he would be having a way better season than what he's having right now. I mean, and even Darius Slayton, I mean, the nigga only had 4 catches.
Man, you put Darius Slayton and Hyatt on another team, they're gonna be third and fourth receivers, man.
I don't think Hyatt would be. I think Hyatt would be could play like a Devontae Smith type of role. Could be like a second receiver if you just want to put him next to a wide receiver, but can still have them type of games where he could put up number 1 receiver type numbers. You know what I'm saying?
I'll let
I
you
see
have
that.
that.
I see that type of potential with him. I just don't see it with the quarterback play he's gonna get in New York because it's gonna be too inconsistent. I mean, it looked better this week just because Tyrod Taylor, actually gonna kind of throw it, but I don't know. I
I
just
feel like Tyrod Taylor was getting Robertson in the game a little bit more than Zach. I called it, but than Daniel Jones would. Like he spreads the ball out. Tyrod Taylor spreads the ball out. Daniel Jones, he kind of locks on receivers and he foot happy. He quick to run or he quick to what I'm saying, do some shit like that. So I'm with you on the Darren Waller shit. He needs to get Darren Waller the football. Just throw it to him. He a big body receiver, fast. He got good hands, all that. Just look at him and throw the ball. But
Darren Waller probably had the most catches this game he had all season. He had 5 catches.
So I feel you on that. But man, they ain't got no weapons, dog. They really ain't got no weapons.
Man, I think if you get a decent quarterback in there, you'll be able to do something with this team. That's just me. So I don't know. But we can go ahead and this nigga said Zach Wilson. God damn. Zach Wilson is unfortunately a waste under center. Jets defense is lit.
He became a game manager. He doing enough. He ain't turning it over. Just don't turn it over.
Yeah. I mean, we see what they did. So, but I was gonna go. I mean, we can if you want to, but shit. I was kind of just gonna do the best 5-1 teams left. Of course, we gonna get into them. And if y'all seen the list, the teams that's left that's 5-1. Well, shit, the 5-1 teams period is 49ers, Eagles, Chiefs, Dolphins, and Detroit Lions. Shit, you got 3 of them in the NFC, 2 of them in the NFC. Shit, I say NFC twice.
Yeah,
3 of them in the NFC, 2 of them in the AFC. But yeah, so we got San Fran, Philly, KC, Dolphins, Lions. Shit, I guess we could go ahead and get into the 2 losses first. San Fran and Philly was both the only undefeated teams left. San Fran lost to the Browns. Philly lost to the Jets. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I'm more surprised by the Eagles. Well, actually, no. I'm more surprised by the 49ers loss. But then at the same time, I understand, literally all that nigga's pieces on offense was hurt, especially his left tackle. So I'm like, okay, but the Eagles, I'm not really surprised they lost against the Jets. I feel like a lot of people thought they was going to run away with that game, but I wasn't so sure.
I'm not surprised because the Eagles been struggling winning all damn year, man. And we just go keep the buck. Them niggas ain't had no true stomp down game all year, man. They ain't blew nobody out. I think they got one game where they won over double digits. So they been barely holding together. They was due for a loss. San Francisco, on the other hand, you don't blow out the Cowboys like that. You don't do Cowboys like that and then come back and lose to a team without they number 1 running back and they star quarterback. He probably not really a star no more, but you get what I'm trying to say. And then I think they was there on the offensive lineman, Conklin. So, man, I don't know, man. It's I get McCaffrey went out, but when you the 49ers, the clear best team in football, I still think they're clearly the best team in football. That just was an ugly loss coming off your best loss. I mean, your best win.
I feel like defensively, the Browns just had the perfect scheme for them dudes. And damn. I feel like, defensively, the Browns just had the best scheme for them. And then on top of that, I will say this. I know that, Nick Chubb ain't there, but Cleveland is still gonna run the ball. No matter who's back there, they still gonna stay true to who they are. You know what I'm saying? So, when you just talk about actually running the ball, they still ran, for 160 yards. So that's pretty much their MO. They still gonna run the ball no matter who they got back there. But I feel like that I don't know if did Phillip Walker
he threw 2 picks.
Did he play for Cleveland last week too? Or was that Jerome Ford that played? I'm not Jerome Ford, that other quarterback, Dorian Thompson. Thompson?
Yeah, Thompson.
Okay. I was trying to make sure I figured that it wasn't the same one. But
they got PJ off the damn couch, man.
You said what?
They got that boy off the couch, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
You can't lose this game, Chris. Not the number one team in football. That just is really inexcusable on the goal.
It looks bad considering who they had at quarterback, but I feel like that was a game that Cleveland decided that they was not going to win that game through their quarterback. They knew they was going to have to run the football and play defense. And I was telling everybody, we know they got the defense. I would have liked to see. I mean, it is what it is. They heard it or not. I really would have loved to see Cleveland's defense play against them fully healthy the whole game. But they was still, even doing a good job even when they was there before Debo and Christian McCaffrey got hurt. So, but I feel like the outcome probably still would have been the same. Now, the only reason why I'm not completely killing Brock Purdy is because he did have a bad game. He threw under 50%. He looked bad. But, when we talk about some of these quarterbacks, we talk about moments. He drove them down the field with an opportunity to win the game. Had they won, we still be talking about this bad play, but we wouldn't be, killing them as much. I mean, we still call them the best team, the best team in football despite this loss. But I think Cleveland just had a damn good game plan for them. But then the fact that they were still able to run the ball clearly tells you that maybe San Fran's run defense ain't as good as we all, make it out to be. I mean, we know they got pass rushers. We know they got Fred Warner. We know they got a decent secondary. But clearly, when you got a team that's predicated that, hey, we finna run the ball on you motherfuckers, they can be ran on. And that pretty much just set up play action because even still, when in doubt, that nigga threw that ball to Amari Cooper. You know what I'm saying? That nigga Amari Cooper had 108, had over 100 yards and only had 4 catches. So when in doubt, that motherfucker was throwing it to Amari. And that's normally what backup quarterbacks do. They just throw it up to the number one receiver. They ain't trying to, they checking that motherfucker down. They ain't trying to, fit that ball into no tight places. They trying to be like, all right, I know I got a number one receiver. I'm finna throw it up and let him go get it. Just let him do him. So
I mean, are we go ahead and say that McCaffrey is the best non-quarterback offensive player in the sport? Because
nope, Tyreek.
That's so cap. Like
how?
I mean, Tyreek is Tyreek. Tyreek a monster. But when it comes to you can use McCaffrey in every way you can use Tyreek plus more. He's not the downfield threat, of course, the speed and all that. But you use him as a receiver, use him as a running back.
If
Like
you want
he
to say
does
he's more
everything.
versatile and does more, then that's fine. But
He's more
when you
important for the better team.
when you talk about, because at the end of the day, even if Christian McCaffrey goes down right now, San Francisco is still going to run the ball. They've been able to still run the ball no matter who they got back there. They just so happen to make a damn good trade for damn near the most versatile running back in the league, and we know that coach over there is one of the most creative offensive coaches in the world. But whether he's there or not, he's still going to run that ball. You take Tyreek. I mean, we can kind of use last year as like, okay, Kansas City was still able to get it done the first year with Tyreek. But you sit here and tell me that they don't wish they had that boy this year. And then even when he went to Miami, he clearly made Tua better. You take him away from Tua right now, and as much as we give Tua praise, you take him away from Tua is like a completely different quarterback.
I get that, but it's hard to compare that with the Chiefs situation because they wide receiver room is just terrible. And Jalen Waddle, is Jalen Waddle still hurt?
But all I'm saying is that Tyreek Hill can change that. The point I'm trying to make is Tyreek Hill can change your life. Christian McCaffrey goes down. I feel like the 49ers are still going to run the ball. It may not look as pretty. It may not look as, elusive and all that, but they still going to run the ball. I mean, like I said, last year, they got just enough out of Juju Smith-Schuster last year. They brought in Kadarius Toney, who's, kind of like a versatile receiver. They did just enough moves last year to make it to where, okay, Pat can still work with this. Kelsey wasn't dealing with as many injuries last year. They still had McCole Hardman over there. They still had enough pieces. They didn't let some of the pieces go because they was like, oh, okay, we was able to do it without them. But they had a room full of wide receivers. So they tried to do the experiment like, okay, we was able to do it without him. Let's get rid of McCole Hardman. Juju, thank you for, helping us get a Super Bowl. We'll send you to the Patriots. I believe they kept Valdez-Scantling and they kept Kadarius Toney. I think they drafted a rookie. That's their receiving room. And a couple, I think, of other old vets. And they're not looking good. So they tried to keep thinking they can go, this Tyreek Hill experiment, but going less and less talented wide receivers. And clearly we seeing that it don't look the same. Pat literally had to carry these niggas.
I think
so. When I look at just comparing the two non-offense, Christian McCaffrey is a beast, but San Fran is still gonna run that ball. Tyreek Hill gonna change a nigga life. He gonna change your life if you leave. He gonna change your life if he come to you. He gonna change your life. He gonna make your job a whole lot easier.
That is true, but the same thing can be said for McCaffrey, man. Because
I don't think
a safety valve, a running back, and a legit wide receiver.
I just don't think it's at the same clip, though.
It's.
I mean, maybe you can say
hard to compare.
Yeah, because it's two different positions.
It's hard to compare, but I just feel like McCaffrey. Who's the best running back in the league right now?
Just off of numbers or just in general?
Who would you rather have? What running back would you rather build around right now? And any
McCaffrey.
Wide receiver?
Receiver, just me personally. Uh-huh. And this is just because these are my preference of receivers, but I would have to go like an AJ Brown just because I like big body receivers. But if you just ask me to pick a receiver that anywhere he goes, he's gonna change life, I definitely would still have to say Tyreek Hill. Because at the same time, I mean, Tyreek Hill could be that downfield, receiver that can beat your man, or you could throw him short to intermediate passes, and he could turn a short, pass into a long, gain down the field. So I would probably still have to say Tyreek in that situation, just because any quarterback that you put him with, he's gonna make their life a whole lot easier.
I understand, man.
And and I feel like any wide receiver on the other side of him, he's gonna make their life a whole lot easier because you gonna cover him with two. So if your second wide receiver can't be one-on-one coverage, then guess what? He need to come sit down right here with me.
Man, I guess. Eagles. Man, yeah. Eagles. I didn't know this dude done threw 7 picks. I
Oh
ain't know
yeah,
that.
it has not looked good. They've
I ain't
just
know
been
that.
winning. They just been winning.
I always thought, man, Jalen Hurts lost his job to Tua in college, man. And like,
It's funny
I'll
ain't
never let
nobody
him
brought
lead
that
it.
up.
Like, yeah, bro. Like, Jalen Hurts not no all-world quarterback. If we just go keep it a buck, he's just a hell of an athlete that is learning the quarterback position, and he's good with his scheme. Because Eagles got hellified offensive coordinators and schemes too. Eagles is one of the most innovative offensive teams that we done had in the past 10 years, man. All this stuff that the Eagles do, people try to replicate throughout college football, the NFL, and just anywhere football is played. This tush push done went worldwide, man. Like, just anything that the Eagles do, it gets popular, and that shit creates trends. So they done hid Jalen Hurts a lot of his weaknesses, but that shit go come to the light eventually, because it's only so long fake thugs can pretend, man. And I never really was a big Jalen Hurts fan, but I still think he's good. But you only can surprise everybody once, man. That
I
shit
would
ain't.
definitely just me personally need to go back and just really pay a lot more attention to, you know, just hit like as far as just play calling, what calls are they, you know, what plays are they calling for him? Because they got a new offensive coordinator and defense coordinator. Because every time a coordinator go to the Super Bowl, everybody try to offer him a job.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, what are they doing different to where all of a sudden this nigga don't know where to throw the goddamn ball? Like, are him and his wide receiver miscommunicating? Is he just throwing dumbass passes, or niggas in the wrong spot, or is he just throwing stupid ass interceptions?
It could be
Because
just.
I'm just like, and this is the thing I hate, because I know coaches try to drop their nuts and be like, oh, look what I could do with this dude. I could, do a lot better. But it's like, man, look, we saw what worked last year. Why are you being difficult? Why don't you just take some of what worked last year, sprinkle a little bit of you in there, and just move on? Why people gotta always try to make it so complicated and show how much smarter they are than the next man? Because they don't even look the same from last year, bro. Like they offense just kind of. I mean, they still throwing the ball downfield to AJ, but it's like in doing that, you done damn near took Devontae Smith completely out your game plan. And nigga, I done seen Devontae Smith. Shit, I done had him in games. My fantasy nigga done scored me 3 touchdowns. So why are you hindering him?
I don't think that's getting talked about enough, Chris. Ever since AJ Brown was crying when they was winning and Devontae Smith was eating, they shit have been looking a little shaky, bro. And I think that shit create when wide receivers get to crying, that should create force feeding, bro. And that's never good for our offense. That's why I salute Joe Burrow when he came out and said, "Say, man, I throw to who's open. I don't look
Yep.
to get nobody involved. I throw to who's open." And I feel like that's the approach everybody needs to have. And maybe Jalen Hurts is probably thinking too much. Oh, I got to get this dude the ball. Oh, I got to get this dude the ball. I got to make sure it is, because AJ Brown, he was mad. And he did start getting targeted more after that.
He did, and I feel like it's one thing if you constantly losing and you're not seeing the ball, but if you're winning, I don't like all that crying shit, bro. Like, what happened to the point to where, okay, dude, you got your money, you just got through playing the biggest game of your life last year. Y'all at peak position to do it again. Let your man's eat. Like, if he's eating and y'all winning, all right, man, shit. It's one thing if you ain't getting no targets and you losing, nigga. Be happy with the cardio. Stop crying.
Fact.
Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that wide receiver is the only position that's dependent on the nigga throwing you the goddamn ball. But at the same time, if I'm winning, hey coach, thank you for the cardio.
All right.
Like niggas be letting their egos get in the way of this shit too much, man. We know that you. I mean, we know you number one receiver. We know this shit, nigga. You ain't got to go out here and show us. Like we know they paid you for a reason. They paid you $100 million for a reason. But you ain't got to go out here and do all this goddamn crying just because you ain't seeing the goddamn ball and y'all winning. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you losing, go ahead and cry. I ain't gonna be mad at you. But doing all the extra on the sideline after somebody else eating and you ain't seeing the ball, man, shut that shit up.
I ain't gonna say that
At
rubbed
that
me
at,
the wrong way.
at that point, nigga, that almost damn near fall in the category, nigga. Like you hating or what?
That's what it was. Devontae,
I,
Devontae Smith ain't had a great game since, bro. Has he had a great game since that game?
I don't think so. And Devontae Smith really just be chilling, bro. I mean, think that, bro, that little nigga be going out there blocking, bro. That nigga Devontae Smith just be chilling. But your
Yeah.
big ass want to sit there and cry and moan and groan every time something don't go your way.
Yep. And he did it in Tennessee. So it's like that shit's literally becoming a pattern, bro. Oh, let me find out Jalen Hurts is trying to force feed this nigga. That's why he
I mean, bro.
that is his boy though. He did bring him in. They did have a relationship before he got there. So
Well, then shit, he need to invite his boy over to the crib and like say, nigga, sometimes you don't get this bitch, sometimes you ain't. If you there, you there. If not. If I miss you, we can holler at the nigga. Don't be over there crying on the goddamn sideline, nigga. You a grown ass man. Shit. Cut all that
Quentin
shit out,
Williams,
dog. I brought
Quentin
you over here and
Williams,
got you paid, man.
I think that it was a play in that Jets game too where Quentin Williams got that lucky ass screenplay interception. Ah, and then it was a play where Zach Wilson converted a fourth and five. Like it'd be like little shit like that can determine a game too. Like it'd be the swing plays. So I understand Hurts wasn't playing the greatest, but some of the couple of swing plays didn't go his way too. I ain't gonna overlook that.
I will say this though. I do feel like this. I feel like this could have been a statement game for both teams, considering that you going against two of the top defenses in the league. Like we know what the Jets are, we know what the Browns are. These are clearly two of the top defenses. Like if we just talking about in the AFC, let alone the league. And I mean, we can say what we want to about the injuries, on the 49ers. Then we can say what we want to about them lucky shits with the Eagles had, but shit. if is that a look into the future? Because y'all two clearly the favorites to make it to the damn Super Bowl out of the NFC. The Lions are third, but shit, if y'all can't beat up on them two teams who we know ain't making it to no Super Bowl this year, some niggas gonna be in trouble.
I still think I think the Lions they do. They have a better win than the Eagles. So and they lost, wasn't it? Who the Lions lose to? I can't remember.
Seattle.
They lost to Seattle. Seattle's they borderline a top 10 team. I think the Eagles probably really got the worst resume out of the 5-1 teams, Chris. We gonna keep it above. The Dolphins got the worst loss, but I feel like the Eagles got the worst resume. And they still got a bad loss too.
So
So
the
it's like, I'm
Eagles
gonna have to keep it.
play Eagles.
And you went silent on me? Yo. Having a little technical difficulties. But yeah, man. After 5-1 teams, man, I think 49 are still the best team. Then I think it's the Lions. Then I think it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Then it's the Eagles. That's the kind of the order I got it right now with the 5-1 teams. And then the Dolphins is last. But yeah, man.
Yo,
Okay, yeah, I got you. You hear me?
yo.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I don't know what the hell happened. That's the first time that shit that ever happened. But yeah. But if you had to pick the best 5-1 team right now, who would you give it to?
I still got San Francisco, but it's close. So I think San Francisco is just a better team than the Lions. But I feel like the Lions is just overall their body of work. They beat another top 5 team. They lost to a borderline top 10 team. And they just been pretty much consistent on both sides of the ball. But it 49ers, then Lions. 49ers, Lions. Then
Yeah,
I got Kansas City, Eagles, and then Dolphins.
you got the Dolphins at 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know about that.
I don't think they can stop a nosebleed, bro.
I think that I don't know. I have a hard time not taking them over Philly right now.
Watch them in these cold months coming up.
So, because I'm trying to think. So that means you got Miami 5, you got Philly 4, you got Kansas City 3, Detroit 2, and 49ers 1.
Yep.
I don't know if I agree with the Dolphins at 5.
I think they the only team that's got their ass whooped out the whole top 5, and they got the worst defense in the top 5, and they got the shoot. You can say they got the worst quarterback in the damn top 5. That's a lot of things going against them.
I don't know. I just don't see them being worse than Philly right now. I mean, maybe we'll have some measure whenever we see Miami play New York this year. But I don't see it.
Because Miami do got they got the Chiefs coming up in November. I think like the 5th or 6th. So we'll know more. But I just think Jalen Hurts now will put up some points on Miami's offense, man. And I think Philly defense could do enough. I feel like Philly defense is just as good as Buffalo's, if not better. I'm still gauging that game. I'm taking that game still in consideration, man. That was an ass whooping, man. That second half was terrible.
Yeah, them boys couldn't do nothing.
Like it just if you could be physical with the Dolphins, because come on, that's still a little team, Chris. From their running backs to their wide receivers to their quarterback. Them dudes is little, man. If you got a physical defense, man, that's gonna take you a long way. And then I think when it gets cold in these December months, February and all that, you ain't gonna be doing all that throwing football around. Especially not when you going in the AFC, you gotta go to the goddamn all these cold ass places. It might be snowing and shit. The next
Yeah.
Bills game, it might be snowing.
Well, look, they played
Oh, they
them
already
in
went to Buffalo. They already went to Buffalo.
uh-huh. Lucky for them. But
You
yeah,
know,
I don't know. I just don't. That's tough. That's tough. I just can't see Miami as 5. I mean, you can say
where
what
you
you
had them
want
3,
to.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, can't get with G with 3.
I had San Fran, I had the Lions, I had Miami, I had Philly, and I had KC.
I get why you got KC low, but they only lost is to a top 3 team. And it was still a close game. With all the shit we talk about, Mahomes and the Chiefs, they lost to a top 3 team in a close game. They still could have went either way.
Shit, damn near all that games been close except for that Bears game.
But the separator between all the games is they still have a quarterback that you would be like, if it was any quarterback, struggling or not, that you want to have in those type of situations, it will be Patrick Mahomes, man. That's the only reason why I got them so high, because you got a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback as your best player on a bad offense. I'll give you that. But then you got a top 5 defense. You got the best tight end in football. And it's like you got the best tight end in football in a top 5 quarterback on your worst part of your football team. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we just gone. But just so everybody know, I know you may not have heard me talk about it much last year, but I told y'all niggas that nigga Jared Goff was like that.
I was saying it too.
I told y'all niggas Jared Goff was like that. Y'all saw the Detroit was doing the little, oh, the Detroit so bad, Jared Goff trash. I said, Derek motherfucking Goff is like that.
Jared Goff wasn't sorry with the Rams. He just was getting scared. Sometimes you just gotta
Man,
mature in the game, bro. Like he was young on a good team.
I
Everybody
don't
gonna
even
be
think he
built for
was
that.
scared, bro. I mean, people be acting like that Super Bowl was just all his fault. Like, first of all, that was a low scoring ass Super Bowl. Like, yeah, we understand that he wasn't able. I don't even think they was able to get a touchdown that game. But nigga, you was literally playing against the greatest quarterback in the league at the time, and playing against one of the most better defenses in the league. The fact that they was able to slow y'all down after the historic year that they had, shit, I think that was the year that he played against Patrick Mahomes, and they both had like 50 goddamn points in the game. So it ain't that nigga was trash. It's just, man, them niggas ran out of patience and was just trying to just trying to move on from that nigga. But man, at the end of the day, you ain't finna sit here and tell me that Jared Goff would not have been able to do the same thing that Matthew Stafford did that year. The nigga Matthew Stafford started off with Cooper Kupp and all them boys. They went and got Odell, who we saw was tearing it up in the goddamn postseason. And then they went and got Von Miller, man. You ain't finna sit here and tell me that Jared Goff couldn't have done the same shit. I like that nigga Matthew Stafford, but I don't be beating the table for that nigga Matthew Stafford like a lot of niggas I be hearing talking about that nigga. A lot of niggas be really dick around that nigga, and I just be trying to figure out why. This nigga had one of the best receivers in the world. Nigga's a Hall of Famer. He's still playing, and he couldn't do nothing with him.
Man, Cooper Kupp had 148 the other day. My only thing is with Stafford is compared to Golf is he got the gunslinger nuts, bro, that a team like the Rams need to get the ball downfield when you need them to get the ball down the field. We not gonna act like Stafford didn't save them a couple games in the playoffs. He didn't have the greatest Super Bowl, but them playoff games against who they go up against? Was that Brady or was that Rodgers?
They
I
went
think it was
against
Rodgers.
Brady, but shit, the play to won the goddamn game. The niggas left Cooper Cup wide the fuck open.
But it just, I think he provided a gunslinger down the field threat that Jared Goff didn't. Like Jared Goff a good quarterback, but he's not a down the field quarterback like that.
You say that. I ain't mad at it.
I like Goff. I like Goff. I feel like last year he was a hell of a quarterback, but
They just had to build the team. They tried to send that nigga to purgatory. Now look at him.
he did throw over 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns in 2018. We're not gonna forget that either. He was
Come on, bro.
he was
We're
doing
not
his thing.
y'all can say how y'all want to about the nigga not being a gunslinger. You don't get 4,500 yards if you ain't throwing that bitch.
And he damn, he done threw over 4,000 3 times already.
You don't get that if you ain't throwing that bitch.
Yeah, I like
Come on,
Goff.
man.
I like Goff.
Niggas
He
be
already
trying
got
to act like
1,600 yards this year.
come on, man. 6 games.
Almost 70%.
You don't get 6, and he's efficient. 70% and throwing for all them yards. Come on, man. You don't do that if you ain't throwing that motherfucker.
141 for 203. 141 of 203.
Come on, man.
That is crazy.
That nigga Jared Goff.
Is he MVP?
I think he is in the MVP discussion.
What? Who's in the MVP discussion? Because we've been talking about Tyreek Hill and goddamn McCaffrey. If we keeping it above.
Damn, somebody just sent me the list this morning. Let me look.
If it come to quarterbacks, man, Jared Goff, I wouldn't mind giving it to Jared Goff.
Let me make sure I pull up this website. So, oh yeah. So I think this is who they got. Yeah, the NFL MVP hard. I seen that shit this morning. I don't like it, but So for whatever reason, they still got. I don't know why they got Tua and Patrick Mahomes tied for first. I really don't think Patrick Mahomes should be up there.
Whoa. Dak Prescott is in the hell no.
So they got so it's pretty much Mahomes, Tua, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Brock Purdy is who, and this is the Athletic. This is who. Also, this is via Bet MGM. The top 5 in MVP is Tua, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Brock Purdy. And they supposedly they top 5 as far as just the MVP odds. Yeah,
that mean that's really what's going on. We know the betting people got the upper hand when it comes to this shit. I think, man, hell no.
But I still don't understand why Jared Goff is not in that conversation. I mean, let's just keep it a buck. Jared Goff has played better football than Mahomes. Outside of that game that Josh Allen had against Miami, he's played better football than him. I just don't understand. I mean, I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why Jared Goff is not in that conversation. I mean, we seen Tua get his ass kicked, and he's still in there.
Yeah.
Jared Goff lost by 10 points, against a playoff team. The Browns wasn't a playoff team last I checked last year. Jets wasn't a playoff team last I checked last year. And they got both of them niggas in top 5 in MVP vote.
Josh Allen got a better completion percentage. He had damn near 72%. He
But
got
Josh
less
Allen has
yards and he
2
got more
stinkers.
interceptions. Yeah, he got more interceptions.
Those losses
I'm
are
just saying.
stinkers. I mean, I like I said, I understand the Jets one because I understand that some teams just get it for some teams, and for whatever reason, the Jets have been getting up for the goddamn Bills lately. But I just can't. And then just the way it was so goddamn bad. Like we know how good Josh Allen is. He just had one of them badass games, and it's just when we looking at all these games. I mean, shit. Nigga Jared Goff beat Pat. Last time I checked, they did play head to head. His team did win.
He did. He beat Pat.
Jalen Hurts ain't been having the best goddamn season. He been turning the ball over. He's still, like, come on, man. It just gets to a point where we got to stop being disrespectful. Like everybody just be picking all these names of shit that look cute. Don't nobody want to talk about the lines like that. But goddamn, this nigga is. We forgetting this nigga. I think 2 of his top players was out last week. He didn't have St. Brown last week. No matter the opponent, the fact that he was still able to throw, spread the ball around and put up them type of numbers, we got to start respecting these niggas, man.
I mean, Tua got 71 completion percentage, and he done already threw for 1,800 yards. But it's like,
Tua should Jared be up
Goff
there, though.
with him? Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Tua should definitely be up there. Now, Jared Goff, that offense would look completely different because you'd be seeing them niggas go downfield. You wouldn't be seeing them doing the little short yard at the catch passes and shit like that. Them niggas would be going downfield.
1,800 yards is crazy. But it's just like, I don't know. It's like, is it him or is it the receivers type of thing? That's what it is for me. Even though you can't discount 1,800 yards, it's some of that's him, of course. But it's like,
I mean, like I said, we all say that this is a copycat league. The thing about Mike McDaniel, the reason why I like him, bro, and this is why I be saying what a lot of coaches need to do. He went back and he looked, okay, what did this nigga have in college? He had speed everywhere, and that's why he was able to put up them type of numbers. With no big body niggas with no big body receivers, it was niggas that was fast and could run. That can you run and can you catch? He was surrounded by speed at that team. And that's why I be saying some of these goddamn NFL niggas need to stop trying to be so cute. Like, oh, look what I did with them. Like, no, nigga, go do what works. Everybody can't be a Peyton Manning or Tom Brady and you can just put whoever the fuck around them and some shit gonna work. Go see what made these niggas successful. Nigga, speed can win in the NFL.
Yeah.
You might have to pay for it, but guess what? The shit gonna win. Because if you really want this to keep going, guess what? You gonna have to pay Jalen Waddle after this season. I ain't saying he's gonna get paid like no, he ain't finna be next man up type shit. I ain't never gonna say that. But he's finna have to get paid. What are you gonna stick with it? So that's why I'm like, I just appreciate him just because he ain't getting so cute with this shit. He's like, okay, let me look back and see what worked. Okay, we see what he did in college. He had speed. What'd he do? This nigga went and got Tyreek Hill. First year he became head coach. And he ain't looked back.
My only thing is this a Super Bowl recipe, though? It's a Super Bowl winning recipe. I feel like the Detroit Lions got a better chance and better build to actually win and compete for a Super Bowl. I feel like Dolphins are probably more exciting. They got more names.
But Dolphins, in my opinion, right now are lacking for what they have on defense. But part of me still does wonder if they had Jalen Ramsey on the other side, what would they look like? Because everybody's forgetting that they did sign him this offseason.
No, I'm not going to let you do that. Jalen Ramsey is not. Jalen Ramsey ain't been good in 3 years, man. Like elite. I'm going to say elite. I ain't going to say good. He ain't been elite in 3 years.
I ain't going to say 3 years. I feel like last year was like his first year, just like, nigga, what is going on?
All right, I think, bro, the NFL is so. What have you done for me lately?
That's what I'm saying. Like Jalen Ramsey last year definitely had a bad year. I just want to see if okay.
I don't think he's
Well, actually, I
changing that
say that
much.
the past 2 years, because even that Super Bowl year, he didn't look that good. So I'll say the
That's
past two
all I'm
years.
saying.
So
That's
last
all
year and
I'm
the year
saying.
before that. So I mean, look, I understand that sometimes we just try to go off. Okay, he can't get no better if he go anywhere else. But shit, we said the same thing about Tyrann Mathieu when he went to New Orleans. Now they ain't been looking as good, but I mean, if you really pay attention, I know it's hard to pay attention to defense, but he actually been, people niggas thought he fell off, after Kansas City had their championship runs, but he still been holding his own, looking good. He's still a respectable safety in the league. So I was just excited to see how Jalen Ramsey would do, considering that he had another good corner on the other side of him. And then I just really wanted to see if Miami was gonna use their investment, because they had a lot of niggas scratching their head when they picked up Bradley Chubb last year.
I like
And it's
Bradley
like,
Chubb.
but he is like you didn't see, you ain't see the benefit of doing the trade. It's like they gave all that up for him, but it's like, okay, what did I get from this? What did I really gain from this? You know what I'm saying? They didn't see that. So that's why I'm like, okay, let's, like, because sometimes, your secondary able to hold up, it can make the front seven job a lot easier. So I kind of did want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's gonna come back. I don't know if he's gonna come back, in full form to where he gonna make too much of a difference, because I know he's gonna be on the pitch count, but it's just one of the things. At the same time, Miami still ain't fully healthy. Like, they are still missing a top paid cornerback in the league, and we can say he's been playing bad the past couple years. Guess what? I'm gonna hold that nigga to a standard when he gets his ass back on the field. You better play like a top paid cornerback in the league.
So if it was, let's say, a Super Bowl matchup right now between the Dolphins and the Lions, who is you leaning towards in that game?
I would probably lean towards the Lions a little, just not by much, but I would probably lean towards the Lions a little bit more.
Don't your heart just say they the better team out the two? I don't. It's like,
as a complete team, yes, because they definitely got a better defense. So you got niggas talking about Aiden Hutchinson like he a defensive player of the year, candidate. So he's definitely changed lives. I mean, they defense, like I said, they one of the defenses that's definitely good. We understand that some defense ain't gonna be good every game, but they definitely have the offense to like account for that. Like, that loss against Seattle, I don't think was a bad loss, but they've taken care of business against who they needed to take business. They've taken care of business against the teams they need to take business. Take care of business against. So
I think the Atlanta win was pretty good too, because Atlanta low key been playing some decent football.
Yeah. So
they,
but at the same time,
they,
if I go into that game, I'm expecting Detroit to win that game.
Okay, yeah.
So that's why I'm saying, like, all the games that we're kind of like expecting them to win so far, they've won them. The one game they lost against was clearly, was a good opponent in Seattle. Like, I know Seattle just lost against Cincinnati, but we ain't gonna act like that. That wasn't a close game. And
really, bro, Detroit might have the best resume, bro. They done beat Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Atlanta, Seattle, and Kansas City. Like, I know that's a solid resume, and they only lost is an overtime loss to Seattle, bro.
For a small sample size, that is a decent ass resume. So that's why I'm like, nigga, don't look down on Detroit. I mean, like us, they who they got to play this year? Because let's just go over there. We can move on to this Thursday night preview and wrap this up. Because this Detroit is really like I said, I've been talking about the Jared Goff since he got traded. So, oh yeah, so this next, I forgot, we got to play them this, because I was really thinking, like, what defenses like could really go. So they got to play against Baltimore. We can say what they want to about Baltimore offense, but we know they defense is gonna be like. I just hope that Kyle Hamilton don't get goddamn suspended for that hit. But other than that, bro, the Lions ain't got. My God. Hold on. Can I just name off the rest of their schedule that I'm looking at right now?
Oh, I'm looking at it too. Go ahead.
The Lions are going to, ladies and gentlemen, the Lions are going to the playoffs. The Lions are playing the Ravens, the Raiders. They get a bye week after that. Then they play the Chargers. They play the Bears. They play the Packers. They play the Saints. They play the Bears again. They play the Broncos. They play the Vikings. They play the Cowboys. They play the Vikings. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lions are going to the playoffs as the number one seed in the NFC North. And if San Fran and goddamn me, Philly don't get their shit together, shit, even the Cowboys, Detroit fuck around and have a first round bye.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised because the Eagles' schedule is tough. Hey man, I think they only gonna lose possibly 2 games, and that's gonna either be I think the Cowboys
I'll
and
give them
probably
3. So because there's always a stinker in there, right? So out of these 3 games, I feel like, I'm gonna be biased. They losing this weekend. Fuck what you talking about. I don't see them losing another game.
Yeah,
because they got the Raiders, the Chargers, the Bears, the Packers, the Saints, the Bears, the Broncos, the Vikings. Like I don't see them. I see them maybe losing against probably against the Ravens, the Cowboys, maybe,
and potentially the Chargers.
But if not the Chargers, I feel like the
Saints.
I feel like the stinker is going to be the Saints.
Yeah, I feel that.
To where it's like what the hell y'all doing losing to these niggas? Like one of them type of games, you know what I'm saying? But all these other games, bro, come on now. Come on now.
They could possibly real life win 13 games.
Bro, 12, 13 games. I think that's all you need to win to get the number, like 12, 13. 13 would be damn good to have. But 12 games, damn near might be enough to get the number 1 seed. Because they are Philly, they got a hard ass schedule. Shit, San Fran, I don't think they're gonna sweep the Rams. And then shit, San Fran, they still got to play the rest of the AFC North. So shit.
Yeah, Baltimore game gonna be a good
San Fran
game.
still got to play Baltimore. They still got to play Cincinnati. They already lost to Cleveland. So
and the Ravens are favored that game. Yeah, crazy.
I think the Ravens only favored because they at home.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game though.
But yeah, man, I think it's time, and I'm sick of you ESPN niggas, especially you Stephen A. Smith. The Detroit Lions ain't done this since 19. What that got to do with right now? I be hating when niggas do that shit. Like the Detroit Lions ain't won a playoff game in 50 plus years. Ain't been to one. And like, okay, does these look like the niggas that was playing on the teams back then?
His ass ain't watching the game, man.
Man, that nigga just
he got too much going on. I can't possibly believe him and Shannon Sharp was watching these games, man.
Now Shannon Sharp, I know he be having like to where like he watched the games that matter. I don't like, of course.
Yeah, the Monday, the Thursday.
Of course, like, when it comes to, because he still do the other shit, so he do gotta watch, film from now every now and then. So he probably watch film whenever, they get like some shit gonna get discussed. But it's so much football going on, you can't possibly watch that much film and with everything else going on. So Shannon, yes, Stephen A.
Yeah.
Man. And then just some of them topics, bro, be like, come on, dog. That should be killing me. All this. The Detroit Lions haven't won. Like, bro, like, please get off the bandwagon, please. You was not fucking with the.
Yeah.
I swear these ESPN niggas be making me mad every week. But goddamn, let's get to this last topic. I done damn near did 2 hours the past 2 weeks back to back. But we can go ahead and get to this Thursday night preview. Jags versus the Saints. I be had to get up for some of these games. I ain't gonna lie, because some of these names, just who who niggas playing against, just don't sound exciting. But at the same time, I really don't know who I would pick in this game. I ain't gonna lie. All
Bro,
that gassing up I just did against the Jags, bro. The Saints the Saints so much of a roller coaster though, because it's like they'll have a damn good game against a team they're supposed to have a good game against, which with the Jags you would think like, yeah, y'all need to have a good game against these niggas, but then they be playing like some bullshit against like, bro, what are you doing?
Trevor Lawrence, bro, we talk about Justin Herbert. Trevor Lawrence is just as overrated, and I think he's worse. If we just go keep it above.
I don't really think that Trevor Lawrence is looked at as one of the as an overrated quarterback. I mean, that's just not what I've been hearing. He don't get talked about like
Nick Wright. Nick Wright got him on.
Man, that nigga Nick. I'm sorry. As soon as you said that nigga name, hell no, that nigga Nick Wright, bro. I stopped listening to that nigga so long ago because I be listening to Colin Coward just to see the craziness he be talking about. But that nigga Nick Wright, bro, some of his shit, I just be like, bro, who the fuck is writing your paycheck and why are they still letting you on TV?
He got Caleb Williams as a top 10 quarterback.
Them niggas said they got. Bro, them niggas was talking about this nigga being better than an NFL quarterback. I'm not listening to that nigga.
Yeah.
Them niggas literally sat there and said Caleb Williams will be better than Lamar. Like, all right, now, so which one of y'all niggas I need to pull up on? Because now y'all niggas losing y'all goddamn mind. Y'all niggas be having these. No. Niggas be too worried about what a motherfucker doing in college. Would have seen too many times niggas been cold and then they came to the NFL and been goddamn bums. I bet these were the same niggas that thought Johnny Manziel was going to be somebody. We done seen Bust get drafted as number 1 picks. Like, come on, man. Y'all trying to say this? Nah. Y'all was the same niggas talking about Bryce Young, and look at this nigga. But yeah, I know I be talking about these ESPN niggas, but I definitely don't be listening to none of them niggas on FS1. The only reason I cut that shit on is because they got that nigga Michael Irvin over there. That's the only reason why I cut that shit on.
Oh man, bro. I love Michael Irvin.
He is just entertainment, bro. That's the only reason why I cut that shit on.
I'm like, bro, what?
Oh man, but no, that nigga is literally entertainment. That's the only reason why I cut it on is for him. I don't too much care about, because I don't like when they talk about the Cowboys no more on that shit, because now it's literally just like at first, you had it, it was kind of. I mean, it ain't even that. It was cool because, you had Shannon who ain't really care about him but gave him credit where credit was due, but still would nitpick at them because he know he going to get Skip and the Cowboys. So you had the yin to your yang with Skip that was a Cowboy fan and admitted that, sometimes he may be going over like a little too far with them niggas. And he know he do. So
yeah,
I felt like it was the perfect marriage. But now you literally got this nigga on here with Michael Irvin, the biggest Cowboy lover in the goddamn world, that be clouding his goddamn vision. And then you got Richard Sherman and Keyshawn who don't give a shit. And that nigga Richard Sherman
is terrible, bro. Richard Sherman,
he's bad. He's bad. Like, I don't mind him on Thursday night football, but on that shit, no, he's terrible. That nigga, he take the shit too goddamn serious. He be telling this nigga Skip to shut up, stop talking and all that. I'm like, all right, Richard, like, hey, nigga, you talking to another grown man. I'm just like, say, nigga, fuck around, nigga, let that be somebody else. You ain't talking like that. You know you ain't talking like that. You only doing it because it's a 70-year-old white man. And you know damn well he ain't finna try to post up, man. No. He need to calm his ass down.
Yeah, Richard Sherman do the most. I think it just need to be Skip, Keyshawn, and old girl Rachel Nichols when they talk basketball. Like, I like them. I like them three. If it's Skip, Keyshawn, Michael Irvin when they talk Cowboys, Rachel Nichols when they talk basketball. Other than that, it needs to be Keyshawn and Skip.
Yeah, just because Keyshawn can, he can talk basketball. I don't like everything he be saying, but he got to do something.
I like Keyshawn. Like, I think Richard Sherman just needs to go. He the odd man out, and only bring Michael Irvin in occasionally because you only need Michael Irvin in doses, man.
Michael Irvin could be there Monday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah.
And the reason why it works better for him is because I think he got a house in LA. So
Makes
because I
sense.
know when he was on ESPN, he was doing a lot of video calls and shit like that. But yeah, man, when it comes to who I'd rather listen to as far as ESPN and FS1, I listen to these ESPN niggas, FS1 I listen because of Michael Irvin, but I'll slap the shit out of nigga, right? Because that nigga cat. But
that nigga nose is huge too, and he changes her too much for a man.
what are you going through?
Yeah, I'll be like, bro, what's up with that, bro?
But yeah, but back to the topic at hand before I started talking about these bum ass niggas.
Oh, I got the Jags.
Where they playing at? Or does it matter?
I need to see Derek Carr put it together. He's way better than what he's been looking. I don't know if they.
So they playing in New Orleans. So so like right now he been putting up numbers, but it's like nigga, he's been putting up numbers in some games, but it's like your numbers ain't been like equating to wins because you keep fucking up.
Did you see the Alvin Kamara, Jameis Winston?
Bro, Jameis Winston, like at one point I was really fighting for that nigga, bro. But at this point, I'm like, man, maybe Jameis Winston just needs to go home.
He's dumb. He's dumb. It's like he got all the talent in the world. He's just kind of dumb.
He's a donkey, bro. Like I just don't understand. Like, why are you weird? Oh no, bro. Like it was some video I seen. That nigga came out running like a goddamn Lego character, bro. That nigga look weird. And then I still can't get over that. Before we got to way something, we finna eat a W. Like, nigga, what? Like, you weird as hell, bro. You over there sucking all on your fingers and shit in front of a grown ass man.
Yeah, man.
Doing all that over there sucking it. We finna eat a W today. Like, nigga, look like you eating a lot more than a W, nigga. Get out my face with that, bro.
I can't believe that dude, man.
That nigga's weird. I'm sorry. That nigga is weird, bro. Like, I used to stick up for that nigga. Like, that year when he was starting and he fucked around at the end of his season with Sean Payton, I was like, bro, that nigga James was having a bomb-ass year, but that nigga keep doing more weird shit, be just walking funny, be talking like he doing something. Nigga, Alvin Kamara, like, get the fuck out of my face, nigga. I seen that 30 for 30 you put up, and it wasn't no
I was just gonna say
special. And it wasn't no ESPN special.
I swear I was just thinking. That boy had a 30 for 30.
Nigga, that nigga Alvin Kamara miss Drew Brees so bad, man. That nigga Alvin Kamara, hey, NFL
Noodle on Breeze.
Do not be surprised if Alvin Kamara, if he ain't traded this year, it's definitely gonna happen next year. That nigga finna get the fuck. If he got to deal with Derek Carr and Jameis Winston for the rest of his life, that nigga is leaving. I'm letting y'all know that shit right now. It's some weird shit going on down there right now, nigga. I don't know what to make of it, but hell no. That nigga Jameis Winston, weird. That nigga Derek Carr, shit, I'm surprised that nigga only had 3 picks, but other than that, he ain't did nothing else. Shit,
Are we gonna talk about Trevor Lawrence and how he don't throw touchdowns, bro? That dude do not throw touchdowns. He got 7 touchdowns, man.
Shit, it's a lot better than a lot of niggas I can say in the league.
He's not supposed to be a lot of niggas in the league. He's supposed to be top tier.
I don't think he's supposed to be top tier either.
How come he wasn't? That dude he went to Clemson, started as a true freshman, won a national championship. He got heralded as the next Andrew Luck.
Who he win that national championship against?
Didn't they beat Alabama?
But who
was that Jalen Hurts? I can't remember.
Was that one where they got it where the year that they set him down?
It could have been.
For two, was that the one they set him down for Tua?
I think so.
So he won the national championship as a freshman. And
They said he was the
let me
next
see.
Andrew Luck, man.
Let me see who they played.
Oh yeah, Tua.
Was that that game?
Picks. Yeah. Tua threw 2 picks that damn game. They won 44-14. Jerry Jeudy can't find his way on a winning team.
Now, what did he do when Joe Burrow came to say what's up to him?
Yeah. But see that, come on, man. That's the greatest college football team I've ever seen. I ain't even go cap. They beat the hell out of it. 45-20, 42-25.
I'm not saying that Trevor Lawrence ain't supposed to be wasn't the best quarterback in that draft class, but in the same breath, I can also say, I've seen enough of him. I've seen what he can do. I mean, I'm trying to give him a little bit of time because typically with me, like I've seen enough for him so far just to know that he's a good quarterback. I'm just trying to see if he gonna put himself in that conversation with the great quarterbacks we talk about in the AFC. Because even though he whooped Justin Herbert ass, we still got people talking about Justin Herbert more than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's in the division where we talking about nothing but quarterbacks. We talking about Pat. We talking about Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar, Deshaun Watson over this offseason. They was talking about him. Aaron Rodgers over here now. Nigga, the AFC, we got the quarterbacks. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, no, that's fact.
But Trevor Lawrence ain't in that conversation.
But that's the problem. He's the number 1 overall pick. He's supposed to be the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. I'm saying if he's literally not living up to expectations, man. Regardless, his numbers are solid, but that shit not good enough.
I feel like he just called Alabama at the best time, bro. Them niggas was going through a debacle trying to figure out who the fuck they was gonna start a quarterback. And in my opinion, I mean, people can say what they want to. I really ain't been too high on Alabama these past couple years anyway. So
yeah, me neither. Yeah,
it's just one of the things. Like maybe, I mean, just like we seen when he had to lead the first team he was coaching for. Maybe he just coming to an end in Alabama. Maybe he need to take his talents elsewhere.
He needs to go ahead and retire. These dudes say, bro, we got to start having age limits in America when it comes to working, man. Like in politics and coaching,
bro,
Uber drivers, all this shit, man.
The fact you said politics is funny as hell, but no, I feel you though. I feel you.
Because, bro, come on. Say, bro, Nick Saban old as hell, man. Bill Belichick is old as hell, man. Bro, you can literally tell, bro, sometimes you age. Well, all the time. You age
out of the league.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, come on, man. He's the greatest coach in the history of football. Well, since I've been watching. And
I feel like
this dude, oh man, this shit getting embarrassing.
Yeah, I 100% agree because I feel like when it comes to 3 coaches, maybe 4, I mean, I still have more faith in the last one I'm gonna say than the other 3. But when we just talk about 3 old coaches in the league that just can't get out their own way, I look at, especially this year, I look at Bill Belichick, who we talked about. I looked at Sean Payton. I look at Mike McCarthy. And he's not old, but he's just been coaching for a long time. I look at Mike Tomlin. Now,
I don't think Mike Tomlin getting in his own way.
Yes, he is. And the only reason why I say that he is because, for one, like, their games have still been won the past couple of years, mainly predicated on their defense. I have not really. I mean, they still draft some damn good wide receivers. Like for whatever reason, like if you want a wide receiver, go get him from Pittsburgh.
Hmm.
But it's just one of the things to me where I just feel like I don't feel like that he brings in anybody that can be creative for him on offense. Like, because when you a
Hmm.
defensive minded coach, you're literally handing the other side of the ball in your offensive coordinator's hands. Like, yeah, you could say that, okay, I want to do this in this situation, or I want to do that. But and Ron Rivera, I forgot about him too for
Oh,
Washington.
he's
You're
terrible.
right, you're right, Chris. I forgot about Ron Rivera. But with Mike Tomlin, I feel like he doesn't go out and try to find the creative coordinators for his offense or like the real like young minded offensive people that's like knows what's going on in the league today as far as like what you need to do as an offense because I feel like all the talent is there, but why in the hell do you still have the same offensive coordinator that was working with Ben Roethlisberger, old crippled ass? You need to get somebody younger in there. You need to get somebody that's paying attention to the way these offenses are being ran. I mean, I like Tom Monkey for Baltimore, but he's old. Like, I want some young blood in there, or like somebody that can relate. Tom Monkey ain't relating to us. Like, I don't give a damn. If he was a college coach. Like, they gonna do what he tell them to because it's college. Like, you ain't talking back, nigga. You get to the NFL, you ain't using me right, nigga. I'm finna fuck around and let you know, nigga. What are you doing?
Hmm.
But I most definitely think that Tomlin gets in his way. Bill Belichick is one of those that gets in his own way. Now Tomlin still, I mean, I feel like Tomlin does enough in some games on the defensive side of the ball to make sure he still keeps his 500 record. But you have to do something eventually to get that offense looking more explosive because you have the pieces in your receivers. You got Najee Harris that you went and drafted high. Like, do something with these niggas. There's like if I got all this talent and it ain't looking the way I want it to, I'm getting rid of somebody. That's just all it is to it. Niggas be trying to be too goddamn be sensitive in this goddamn NFL shit. It's like, say, man, we knew this shit was a business when you signed up for it. If you producing, you can keep your job. If you doing shitty, then guess what? You might get fired tomorrow.
Hmm.
Sometimes you might have to have that tough conversation with your wife and tell her you got fired because you couldn't do your job. But god damn it, we need to go ahead and shit, niggas just stop being soft. And if the nigga ain't working out, he ain't working out. Like if this nigga ain't fired by Thanksgiving at Pittsburgh and they got a losing record, then these niggas just staying too loyal.
It's crazy you said that because you know his first ever coaching position, Mike Tomlin.
Uh huh.
It was it was wide receivers.
Uh huh.
Wide receivers coach. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But I do think some of these defensive oriented coaches do need to go and get an offensive coordinator from. And I think people need to poach from college more because college they have more. What's the word for it when it comes to offense? Like there is more creative. There's more creative offenses in college, and the top coaches in college need to be get recruited as offensive coordinators for the NFL. Man,
Yeah, and
yep.
I agree with you when I feel like when you was talking about they need to go back to using college coaches for the goddamn Olympics because it's like if you're a college coach, you have to, especially with basketball. I mean, football in the same way, but not as much. But you have to be used to things constantly changing. And when I mean things constantly changing, I'm talking about just strictly personnel. You got to
Yeah,
be able to adapt on the fly,
fact.
so that's why I feel like some of these like I mean that's why we look at goddamn me Nick Saban is one like he won all them national championships and did it with different niggas. That's why we
Mm-hmm.
look at some of these college coaches a little different than NFL because we just seen if some of these NFL niggas ain't got certain motherfuckers, they trash. But you get some of these college coaches, they get different pieces, different players, they got to make them work, and they constantly winning.
I just would man look at the top offenses in college football and bring their ass to the goddamn NFL, man, and put them making my offense coordinator, especially if I'm like a Mike Tomlin and I'm defense oriented. So They be playing the friend game. Oh, I worked with him back when whoop. So this is my
I
office coordinator.
mean,
Like what Bill Belichick did with them
yeah,
dudes, man. That shit was nasty, bro. That shit was
like
nasty.
Baltimore is trying it with the dude they got, but I don't know
Kellen Moore
because
helped Brandon Staley.
oh hell, hey, but look, Kellen Moore is doing his job.
Yeah. What's his name?
Kellen
Just he
Moore,
snuck it up.
yeah, Kellen Moore is doing like nigga, you saw Kellen Moore face when they but like look, so Baltimore's they got the dude from college. I mean, he 57. That ain't like I guess dirt old, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is just me, but when I looked at this dude's credentials, and I see that this nigga was the offensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns and for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was like, no.
I just caught it.
I mean,
Oh, they
he had
recycle niggas that suck, man. We just can't keep it a buck. They be recycling niggas that suck, man. I'll bring in Cliff Kingsbury as my offensive coordinator, but some of the offensive coordinators can't be head coaches too. Cliff Kingsbury could be an offensive coordinator, but maybe he's not meant to be a head coach. Same thing with McDaniels over there in Vegas, man. Some of these dudes is just offensive coordinators and they just get head coaching jobs. Same thing with defensive coordinators. You got to know who could be a coordinator and who can be a head coach.
Yeah. And I mean, even that year, the year that he was the coordinator for the Browns, they went 6-10. That's why I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah, see, motherfuckers ain't doing their research. They ain't doing. It's not. I don't even think it's they know who can coach and who can't. They owe niggas favors, probably most likely.
You know, and I'm just like, I mean, I understand, you know, the Georgia, the national championships back to back. Okay, that's cool, but like, what have you done in the league as far as like offensive court? And then he was offensive coordinator in the for the Bucks for a year, but apparently he did bad enough to ain't keep his ass.
Man, these dudes, man. All right, playing them friend games. Get your ass fired.
Yeah, I don't recall the Tampa Bay Buccaneers doing anything from 2016 to 2018. So
And we're gonna quit acting like Mike Tomlin has really done something since his second year, man. He got that one Super Bowl off the back of Bill Cowher, man. Let's just come on.
bro, that's why I had to put him in that category, dog. That nigga Mike McCarthy got that one Super Bowl off of what was already built there. They just switched quarterbacks. Sean Payton got that one Super Bowl off of Drew Brees that he's hanging his hat on. Who was I
Yeah, it's
put?
gonna say it. McCarthy
Bill,
with fucking
yeah, McCarthy with Aaron Rodgers. Bill Belichick with Tom Brady.
see, no, I knew you was gonna do that because that
You got
defense really
to.
it carried Tom Brady the first couple years. The
Man,
back half, the
I'll say
back
this.
half.
Them last three Super Bowls, you're not getting if you don't have Brady. I'll say
Yeah, I
that.
say the last
You can
three,
you
but
can
the first three
argue
was
you can
defense.
argue the first three was clearly his defense. I'm not gonna argue, but them last three, oh no, that nigga Tom had to go win them games.
Yeah,
I'm not acting like that.
especially the Falcons game. It was half Brady, half Bill.
Man, 28-3.
Yeah, Bill
And,
ain't had nothing to do with that.
and Julian Edelman won that goddamn Super Bowl MVP in that game. Nah, that's offense there, buddy.
Yeah, that's the GOAT slot too. Shout out Julian Edelman. Why nobody ever ranked slot receivers?
Because they
Whatever.
slot receivers.
Shit. Look at the track record Brady had with them motherfuckers. Wes Welker.
who else you done seen, but they don't talk about them during the regular season. I mean, go look at Julian Edelman's resume. Like, what you don't see too much regular season. All his shit is in the postseason.
Boy,
That's
is
why
you
we
crazy?
go look.
Let me see.
I ain't making it up.
Julian Edelman. Oh, damn. Man.
Go look.
He had,
How many Pro Bowls you see?
but he had 4 seasons with over 90 catches.
How
You're right, though.
many Pro Bowls do you see?
You're right. You're right. That was Wes Welker who was doing all that.
You want me to tell you how many you see? 0.
Wes Welker then. Wes Welker got 2 All-Pros, 5 Pro Bowls. That boy
But
had
Julian
over 100
Edelman
catches.
set,
1, 2, 3,
Julian
4,
Edelman
5
set
times.
records. Julian Edelman set records in the playoffs and has 0 Pro Bowl selections.
Oh man, Wes Welker didn't even win. Wes Welker didn't even got no Super Bowl.
Nah, he got
Wes
one.
Welker.
He got one.
Wes Welker ain't got no Super Bowl.
He got a couple, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Wait, no. Hold on.
Damn. Yeah, he ain't got none, bro. Rob Gronkowski got 4.
Because let me see. He made it in 07. That's the year they lost to the Giants. 10. What happened in 2010?
Damn.
Oh, they lost against the Jets that year in 2010.
Wes ain't got no
So
Super
hold
Bowl,
on.
bro.
He'd have
been the 3 of them. He'd have been the 3 Super Bowls. Ain't got none.
07 was the Giants. 11. What year was that? That was he played in them 2 with the Giants. He lost both of them. Wait, so what was the?
He played at 13. Who was at 13?
Oh, 13. That's when damn.
Seattle.
That's when Seattle beat the shit out of them.
43-8.
That's when Seattle beat the shit out of them. Because nigga, I was thinking, I'm like, bro, ain't no way in hell this nigga played with 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and he ain't got no ring.
That boy ain't got no ring, dog.
Damn. Yeah, I was like, that's the year that, bro, that nigga was on the worst fucking Super Bowl teams of all time. He was on the 2 team, bro. He was on both of those New England teams when they lost against the Giants, and he was on that Broncos team when Seattle beat the dog shit out of them.
Yep. He ain't got no Super Bowl, man. That's fucked up.
Wes had one. Damn.
Had
How the fuck you gonna tell you
120 catches?
I thought Wes had one. Because I know he's like the first player that come to my mind when I think of somebody that played with both of them niggas. How the fuck you gonna play with both of them niggas and still got to tell your kids a story about how you did win a Super Bowl?
Say shit, I thought I was gonna be something. I wasn't shit.
I played with 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league for my whole career, and I still couldn't win. You gotta be ashamed of yourself.
Straight out of Texas Tech.
I'd be mad if I played with those. Oh my God.
And Rob Gronkowski got 4.
4 of them.
I still don't think he, bro. I think you think he a top 3 tight end of all time?
That nigga Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I still put Travis Kelce and
Only reason why I don't put, I know Travis is gonna probably, he may have already pass him as far as numbers, but Man, when you talk about,
He struck fear into the defense as a tight end.
I mean, they both do, but nigga, that nigga Rob
He was more
Gronkowski.
powerful.
I mean, I think Travis Kelce is definitely benefiting, the fact that he's still able to play right now. Because the time that Rob came in, that nigga was getting hit.
Mm. Oh yeah, you're right
And
about that. You're right about that.
and I mean, you see these big ass braces. I mean, this nigga wearing a brace most niggas gotta wear on their goddamn leg. And
Rob
still
Gronkowski
going
was
out.
blocking too. He was blocking too. He
Rob
was less
and I was about
pretty.
to say Rob Gronkowski was doing it now. Like I said, Kelsey's probably gonna have some better offensive numbers, but when you talk about an all-around game, Rob Gronkowski is still the better tight end. When you talk about the definition of a tight end, he's the better tight end.
Okay, I give you
Now
that.
Travis Kelsey will, block every now and then, but when you talk about just the overall tight end and the definition of what a tight end is, Rob Gronkowski's better.
I give you that.
And I mean, just that nigga I'm talking about, boy, they used to, man, that nigga, this is how I
Was
look
a
at Rob. If
chopper.
I just had to make a comparison, you remember when Shaq was going through that shit in the league where he was getting his ass beat the fuck up and they didn't want to call shit. They're like, oh, you too big, you too big. That's what that nigga Gronkowski went through. I'm talking about they had niggas popping that nigga. And he still holding up, and the nigga still get up.
Man.
Tell you, boy, that's why some of the greatest. I mean, Shannon Sharp, Antonio Gates, some of these niggas anomalies, but that's why some of the greatest tight ends been white because them niggas crazy. You look at Rob Gronkowski, nigga. Shit, really, if you wanted to just talk about shit, that nigga George Kittle is today's Rob Gronkowski. We be seeing that nigga pancake defensive players all the time.
George Kittle's so overrated.
I don't think he's overrated. I just don't think that he's definitely not using that offense as much as he could be used. Like that nigga George Kittle can make like contested catches just like that nigga Rob, and that nigga really is like that nigga really like that nigga. Like if I had to say who was the closest thing to that nigga Rob Gronkowski today, it's George Kittle. They just don't use him as much in the passing game as Rob was used because they don't have to. They definitely should, but they just use him so much in doing other different things. Like, again, when we talk about the true definition of a tight end, that's what he is. He's just not used as heavily in the passing game as that nigga Rob Gronkowski was.
Okay, I feel that.
But shit, I'm going to have to go through and watch this motherfucker tomorrow. Been on for almost 2.5 hours.
Damn, yeah.
But this has been another episode of the Cold Truth Podcast. I'm your host, White Boy Chris. That's Diddy Knows Ball. Until next time, man.